What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for Ladies Who List Season 1, Episode 6. So, we are still at Kiana's anniversary party. Listen, first of all, that dress that Kiana had on is beautiful. It was gorgeous, honey. She was, oh man, she looked good, okay? She gave a beautiful speech, thanking her husband, the fact that, you know, he was there in the trenches and did everything that needed to be done. And he got up while she was giving her speech and gave her a hug, and it was beautiful. But while this was going on, Crystal and Kiana are still having their, Crystal and Robin are still having their conversation. Kiana tells them that they could go outside and finish it because she said, well, we will not have any escalation of situations down to my event. Now, let me say this about Kiana and Robin. Daggone it. Crystal and Robin. Crystal and Robin's relationship is dangerous. And I'm going to tell you why it's dangerous. It's dangerous to other people. Because they're the type of friends, they will fight, argue, talk shit about each other, talk about I'm done. And you in the amen corner because you think you supporting your friend. And you like, girl, I know. Don't let her treat you like that. And then they make up, and now they looking at you sideways because you was in the amen corner while they weren't cool. I feel like Crystal and Robin get on this merry-go-round, and they go all the way around and around and around, and then they end up right back friends again. And ain't nobody got time for that. So they sitting there talking, and Crystal is trying to tell Robin how she feels, and she was like, you put your hands on me. Robin was like, when? She said, you put your hands on me. She said, oh, well, you put yourself in something that you ain't had no business in. Why you come over there? Well, I came over there to try to comfort you and help you. You was inserting yourself in something you ain't had no problems with. I mean, you didn't have nothing to do with. And they are going back and forth, and Crystal is trying to talk, and Robin is being condescending and passive aggressive. And when it's all of it, and Robin was like, you know what, this probably isn't the best place for us to have this conversation. We need to do this later. And Crystal says, so what, the friendship is over? Well, you don't want to be my friend anymore? She didn't say that. She said, now it may not be the best time for us to have this conversation. She didn't say nothing about not being your friend. Child, then they go outside and they continue to have the conversation, which I feel like all they doing is rehashing the same thing over and over again. And then Crystal was like, so, I mean, all I'm going to say is this. Either you're going to be my friend and, you know, we're going to meet at a later time and place and finish this conversation. Or, I mean, if you're just done with the friendship, then that's fine. Be done. So then Robin is like, well, I'll be her friend again until she mess up again. That's just what we do. See, ain't nobody got the energy for that. Ain't nobody got the energy for that. But Robin does bring up a very valid point. She said, you knew that Kiana had a problem with me and you didn't give me the heads up. I'm supposed to be your friend. I'm supposed to be your friend and you didn't give me a heads up that this woman had a problem with me and you let me walk into a hostile situation, and I'm supposed to be your friend. Now that was valid. That was very, very valid, Robin. But again, it don't matter because, in the words of Keith Sweat, merry go round and around. Okay, that's what they do. Moving on. So we see Tayana show. She had a client that was looking for a ranch style house. You know, had wanted this whole ranch cowboy situation feel to it, and she was able to find them something. She said we had to go further out, further outside of the city because we wasn't finding nothing in the city. And it was nice. She said she was a little nervous that they wasn't gonna like it, they wasn't gonna be feeling it, but she was able to find a property for them, and it was all good. They put an offer on it because it was way under what they expected to pay for, what they were looking for. They had 5 acres of land, and he thought it was gonna be like $12 million, and it was like $500,000. Okay, he was like, "Oh, do that right now." Okay. Then we saw Robin following up with her couple that she closed on the house back in the first episode, the YouTube couple. And, she's with them and they just talking about how they really appreciated that she didn't just sell them a home. She also educated them on the property and the process and all of that. I mean, the guy was like, yeah, I feel like I'm ready to be a realtor. Like, you know, our friends are calling us and we giving them information based on what you share with us and how much you helped us in this process. And Robin said that's what we supposed to do, like each one teach one. She said, I bought my first property at, I think she said 23, and then she took that property, bought another property, bought another property, bought another property, and she, you know, became landlord, I should say, and that's really what changed her life, you know, she said. And so she was like, that's what we need to do. We need to be out here teaching, you know, everybody how to make it happen. So then, Tayana and Robin, I mean, golly, these names, Tayana and Tiffany, child, they were out with the churn, you know, enjoying, you know, having a churn, playing some soccer and stuff. And they said, listen, the birthdays are coming up. It's time for us to do some kid-free activities. And so they decide that they're going to, but their birthdays are all coming up, and maybe they should get together and do something for the birthdays. And Tayana said, listen, I just sold this property out on a ranch, and it reminded me that we talked about going horseback riding, and maybe we should make that happen, you know. And me, you, and you know, Kiana's birthday's coming up, Robin's birthday's coming up, so maybe all the Libra women can get together and do this birthday thing. And they said they wasn't going to invite Crystal or Kira because that ain't they ain't Libras. So, you know. Then we have Kira finally found a property for B. Simone. This review ain't gonna be long, y'all. Kira finally found a property for B. Simone. They came out of the condos and they were looking at townhouses, and you know, B. Simone was like, even though I really wanted a condo, I really wanted to be able to look out over the city, I really like this better. This has like a homey feel to it, and it was a nice little townhouse. And I definitely like that rooftop deck that she had, baby. Oh my gosh, I would sleep out there. Okay, it was beautiful. So she put an offer down. So I was like, okay, girl. Then we have Crystal and Robin getting together for drinks and I guess dinner or whatever. And Robin is telling her, Crystal is telling Robin about the Polly situation again. And Robin was like, well, girl, look, I don't think that's what you need in your life right now. You know, first of all, I do think that all men cheat. So, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that he, you know, want to, you know, come out in front of it and say, hey, this is what I want to do. So I can appreciate that. She said, but I just don't think that's what's for you. I don't think that's your best move right now. And so Crystal was like, well, would you go to a party with me? And Robin was like, and do what? And again, I think we're using poly instead of using swinging, because, and I'm not saying that there's no such thing as a poly party, because I'm sure there is, but I feel like the type of party Crystal talking about ain't. I just need some clarity on what goes on at a poly party. I know what happens at a swing party. But if you're just poly people and you just, I mean, it's just a bunch of poly people that get together and meet and greet, like, I'm confused. But Robin said no. So then Robin says, well, what's up with you and Tiffany? I feel like there's something going on with you and Tiffany, and me and Tiffany got to be cool when me and you weren't really speaking, and, you know, and so, you know, Crystal immediately got in her feelings about that. What you mean? She was like, I mean, we got to be cool. Like, she understood. What do you mean she understood? And I can appreciate that Robin wasn't trying to tell anybody else's business. She was like, well, we just had some things in common that helped her understand where I was coming from. Like, she didn't come right out and say, because, girl, she didn't dealt with, the mental health issues that I've dealt with. But, so Crystal was like, in her confessional, she was like, I know what Robin's talking about. I know about Robin's past. I mean, she doesn't have to tell me every single thing for me to understand. And so, yeah, I think I understand better than Tiffany does. And I'm like, well, if you know what's in her past and you know what she's struggling with, then you don't know that you understand better than girl. Anyway. So, she says that, that there's clearly something going on with Tiffany, because there always seems to be tension when her and Tiffany are around each other, but she doesn't know where it's coming from. She doesn't know where it starts. And so Robin was like, well, would you be willing to talk to her? And maybe, maybe at Kiana's birthday party, would you be willing to talk to her about it? Because, I mean, and I feel like what Robin was saying was, I'm cool with Tiffany, and now that me and you are cool again, I want you to be cool with Tiffany so I don't be in the middle of no shit. I really feel like that's what that boiled down to was, I don't want to be in the middle of y'all shit. But Crystal was like, I mean, I'll talk to her if you go to the poly party with me. So I feel like, Robin, did you go to that party, girl? What happened? What happened at the party, Robin? So then we get to the horseback ride. And so we have Tiffany, Tiana, Robin, and Kiana. And all the ladies are there, and they get their little horseback riding lesson. I don't know what kind of boots Kiana showed up in, some stiletto heels to go horseback riding, but okay, girl. And so while they're kind of like, after, I don't know what they were waiting on, but Robin started talking to Tiffany about Crystal. And she sort of approached it the same way she approached it, with Crystal. She was just kind of like, well, I feel like there's something there, and I really wish, I really would love for y'all to be able to talk it out and clear it up. And Tiffany was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have no problem with Crystal. I don't think of Crystal. Crystal's not on my mind. Crystal's not my priority. I have too many other things going on than Crystal. And Robin was like, girl, I know. I mean, I know you a baseball mom and you got all that stuff. I've been there before. I understand how much you have going on and how, you might not be thinking about a lot of these other things. But, would you be willing to talk to Crystal? And Tiffany was like, well, did she talk about me? Like, did she bring me up? Now, Robin, I've been rocking with you a lot, Robin. I really have. I've been really working with you, even though people been kind of looking at me side-eye, but I've been with you, Robin. But on this one, I got to give you the side-eye, Robin, because I'm feeling like, why? How I want to word this. I feel like you should have came right out and said, no, I brought this up because I want y'all to work out whatever there seems to be some tension. Because Crystal, let's be clear, Crystal didn't bring up Tiffany's name. And Crystal wasn't concerned about Tiffany. You brought it up. And I feel like you made Tiffany feel like it was Crystal that was talking about it and not you. And Tiffany, for your part, you are being shady and you're being very passive aggressive. If you have a problem with Tiffany, whatever that problem is, with Crystal, whatever that problem is, now's the time for you to let it be known and clear the air. But there definitely is an issue there. Now, how deep it goes, you already gave us one example. If it goes deeper than that or is more to it than that, we don't know. But there's definitely an issue. So then Robin goes to make the comment, well, I think people who don't have kids don't understand. Baby, Robin could not finish her sentence before Kiana jumped down her throat. Well, what's that supposed to mean? I don't have kids and I understand. And Robin was like, well, first of all, I wasn't talking to you or about you. I was talking about Crystal. Well, you said people. So when you say people, you're talking about me. I'm people. Robin was like, but I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying people who don't have kids don't understand. Well, I get sick of this when people talk about like y'all are up above us or holier than thou or something because y'all have kids and I don't have kids. And again, this is personal, Crystal. Kiana, this is coming from your issues with not infidelity, with you not being able to get pregnant, child. Being infertile. But you're being very sensitive about the statement people without kids. But that's just a fact. I'm someone who doesn't have children and I have friends who have kids. And when my friends had children and their kids were younger, there were different priorities. They couldn't just get up and go like we used to before they had kids. They couldn't just throw caution to the wind like we used to before they had kids. There's a whole different level of responsibility. I might call them and say, y'all want to go to lunch? Girl, I got cheerleading. I got a baseball game. I got a football game. My son has, tutoring. They got to take him to tutoring. Like, there's a whole different level of responsibility. And I think that's all Robin was trying to say. But Kiana, I don't think she was saying it in any type of condescending way or even in a bad way. But because you are sensitive about your personal situation, you went really, really left with it. And it really seemed like it was out of pocket. It really seemed like it was out of pocket. But anyway, that's what it was, y'all. That's what it was. That was pretty much where the episode ended. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.